Iridium. Hope everyone's doing all right today. You wanted the best, you got the best. Not the hottest 50-odd-year-old men in the world, but Dominic and Jam are here with me. How you doing, guys? All right?
Hey, thanks a lot. What a way to start this, huh?
Look, I didn't say you were the ugliest or anything. I just said you're not the hottest. So, I mean, that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, all right.
Right, I'm not either, by the way. So, three old men going to talk about Kiss today. So, yeah. We're on All Killer, No Filler, Total Frustration. That very popular, frustrating topic we're going to talk about. And we're up to Kiss. So, we've gone for 11 songs because some of them there's quite a few on some, and we thought 11 was a fair go at it. So, just a quick one. My relationship with Kiss is I'm into the, I don't know, it's a bit, people won't agree with it, but I liked the non-makeup era. Well, Creatures of the Night onwards, and that period with the makeup came off. I suppose it might have been a part of me, how old I am, I don't know, because that's when I started getting into Kiss. But, you know, I've had to do a list, so I've gone through the old stuff and the new stuff, obviously, and picked what I could. But some of it was quite surprising, actually. I quite liked some of it. It was all right. So I don't like all of it. I'll just admit that right now. But some of it was quite surprising for me. So the makeup Kiss might be better than I actually thought. There you go.
Ooh.
I'm not saying they're the hottest band in the world. I'm not saying that. But there's some stuff that I heard that I was like, oh, that ain't too bad at all. There you go. All right.
Well, it changes as you get older as well. You know, I mean, I'm quite more tolerant of things now that I'll hear that I heard 20 years ago that I was like, no. And now you listen to it with a bit of fresh pair of ears and 20 years of hearing other music, and then you kind of change your tune a little bit. It's like, yeah, it's all right. You know?
And doing the channel itself has made me change because I listen to things a bit differently now. So,
all right.
I've got a bit, you know, now I have to listen to things and think like for certain stuff, for certain instruments or certain parts of songs, I'm listening for stuff rather than just putting it on and, you know, that's shit, or that's good, or whatever, you know. So
background music, yeah.
You know, I have changed a little bit when it comes to listening to music, which is a good thing. So we've got 11 songs. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. Jam, you ready?
Who wants to go first? Is it going to be like the novice? Do you want me to go first, or?
Go for it, man. I'm into it.
Okay, right. Okay, 11 tracks. So this was probably the first song that went down for me. I had to have it on there. It's my favourite song from Kiss, and it's Creatures of the Night at my number one.
Great song.
Absolutely love it. I think that it's, you know, where sometimes people think of Kiss as overrated, if you like. It's the first controversial thing, but people do, don't they? They think they're, you know, the way they play their instruments, even, that they're not that good. That's a bit like Motley Crue are looked at in the same way, would you say? Where they think they're just a bit overrated. Yep. But I think Creatures of the Night is just an amazing song. I love Paul Stanley's vocals, by the way. And my list will, not to give too much away, veer towards his vocals a lot. But yeah, Creatures of the Night, absolutely fantastic song. I don't even know if Vinnie Vincent was fucking playing. I'm so confused, but it sounds like Vinnie Vincent's guitar playing. So I'll go with that. And I love Vinnie Vincent as well. I don't like the way he looks now, but all to their own. All to their own.
Well, it's funny because when he came, you know, when he started making appearances again, people were, you know, thinking what we're not going to say. But I just look at it as like, he just looks like an older version of what he looked like in Vinnie Vincent Invasion. I mean, nothing's really changed. It's just that it's an old man doing it now, and it looks, you know.
Hey, he looked like a young girl. Now he looks like your nan.
Yeah. There you go.
But anyway, Creatures of the Night, absolutely fantastic song. Absolutely love it. It's always been my favourite Kiss song. And it hasn't changed since I've done it. I've been looking into the old stuff either. That's still my favourite Kiss song. There you go. Creatures of the Night. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All right. Who wants to go first? Sorry, go on.
I think that album had a lot more impact in the UK. It seems to be kind of a starting point for a lot of you know, Kerrang readers and things like that. Obviously in the US, they had already started their decline, and I'm sure you've probably heard the stories of this Creatures tour, which was just like they were booked in arenas and like 2,000 people showed up, and there was like a 10,000, you know, capacity. So they were definitely on the decline, but it seemed to be kind of a launching point for a lot of fans.
It definitely wasn't a full shift into their 80s sound. It was like on the way, wasn't it? It was sort of in between, if you like.
It was the heaviest album they'd done. It was proper shift into metal. I mean, it's definitely got a 1982 heavy metal sound, hasn't it? Creatures of the Night compared to. I think it starts on the Killers, which is sort of half new songs, half old songs, and obviously it's a lot heavier than Unmasked from 1980 is, and 1981's album we'll talk about later, no doubt. So yeah, but yes, I agree with Lee. Creatures of the Night is my favourite probably Kiss album.
It's in my top 3 for sure.
It's not my favourite Kiss album, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
I know, no, but that song is my favourite Kiss song. Anyway. First bit of controversy.
Oh yeah.
No, plenty more to come, people. Stay tuned.
Who wants to go first? I don't care.
You mean second? I'll go ahead. Okay.
Go on in.
My number 1 is from their best album since Creatures, in my opinion, is Revenge, and that is Unholy.
Oh yeah, it's a good track, man.
I just can't get enough of that song. It was such a huge surprise when it came out, you know. Just so dark and riffy, and of course this is the first album that Vinny has had input into writing the riffs and stuff since Lick It Up, so it'd been about 10 years, and just the difference is just incredible. He must be a really difficult human being, and I'm sure Gene and Paul are as well, so just, you know, egos button heads, but there's no denying that he can write a riff and just contribute so much to their stuff. But yeah, Unholy, man, right, just love it.
Explain to me, because you guys are Kiss fanatics more than I am. So what happened with Vinnie Vincent on that album? I saw the songwriting credit for a track that I've obviously chosen later, but I was like surprised to see his name there. I was thinking, I didn't even know he had anything to do with that album. This proves how much of a, you know, how much I don't know. But
no, it's all right. I mean, you can't expect everybody to have. I mean, I've always said if I ever went on Mastermind, Kiss would be my subject. So you know, not everyone can be as big of a geek as me. But so Vinny came back just to write some tracks. I don't know how the initial meeting came about. Do you know, Jam? Do you know any more about that?
Well, I'm struggling. It's the first time I heard this as well, because I presume Bruce Kulick was still.
Yeah, he's in the videos and all that. I don't think he played. Did he actually play any instruments on the album?
I don't think Vinny plays on the album either. But he co-wrote, I think, 4 or 5 songs, 3 or 4 songs. Maybe.
First I've heard that. That's news to me. But so yeah, I don't know.
Right, okay. So I just, just Unholy out of the gate, just was such a big difference from. I like Hot in the Shade and the ones before. I'm not going to say anything bad about those, but they were more kind of pop rock, whereas this one just comes up, go down, just a complete different. But yeah, I could listen to that song all day. Love it.
Yeah, it's good song. I mean, I would have had Unholy as if I could, but I couldn't fit it in. So there you go.
Okay,
good choice, though, mate. All right, Jam, what's your number one, mate?
Sorry, mate. I'm going to 1977 from Love Gun, I Stole Your Love. Absolutely brilliant song. Love the riff. Love the riff. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's a classic and it's a Kiss classic. It's a great opener. Love Gun, I could be probably my favourite 70s Kiss album. I would say I love the title track. Someone might pick that, so I don't talk about that. But yeah, great song. I Stole Your Love. But there's lots of great opening Kiss tracks. Creatures of the Night I could have had as well. So yeah, great song.
Yeah, there were quite a few number ones, but oh well. It's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm up and on.
I have great memories of I Stole Your Love, because I think I mentioned on the Van Halen one that I did see them. That was my first concert ever when I was 11. And they opened with I Stole Your Love, obviously. So that when I hear that, I get just transported back with them on the stairs that are coming down on the,
Quality, yeah. My first gig was Kiss. I must admit, not then. A full 10 years later, but 87 I saw Kiss, or 89, or 88, something like that. But
was it Crazy Nights that you saw?
Yeah, Crazy Nights was my first one, but I say in the UK, whether it was 88, it might have been because the album came out 87. So
yeah,
a couple of set lists from, but yeah,
that was a good tour.
Yeah.
Good
Can't
choices,
remember
guys. Our number ones are pretty good. I do like our number ones, very good indeed, but I knew they would be. It's hard, like you said, number one, the first track, Unholy, I was like, that was probably my next choice anyway. Okay, so number two, so I'm going full, the Makeup's been off for a while now. So off the Animalize album, Heaven's on Fire. I mean,
yeah,
I had this on a 12-inch single. I can't remember what was on the B-side, but I had it on a 12-inch single. Absolutely love this song. I know it's like very commercial, if you like, and, whatever. I don't care. I love it. Brilliant, really catchy. It was going to be a big hit, wasn't it? It just had that sound all over it, absolutely fantastic. That's my number two, guys. Paul Stanley again.
Yeah, I don't really get sick of that song.
No.
I really don't. Yeah, I think it's great. I still rock out to it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it is.
I love it. It's one of my picks. I would have picked if I could, but couldn't.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so my number two goes to Makeup era. King of the Nighttime World from Destroyer. Just love that song. I love the first verse where it's just Paul and the drums, and then it kicks in with the chorus. Just think it's great. Did you know that that's a cover version?
No.
Yeah. It's their old pal Kim Fowley, who maybe you've heard of. He was behind the Runaways and things, kind of a sleazy Svengali kind of Hollywood legendary guy. He did it with a band called the Hollywood Stars. You can hear it on YouTube. It's on there. But it sounds like such a Kiss song that it's a real surprise to hear that they didn't actually write it. But love that one.
It's funny, isn't it? The amount when these bands pick a more obscure cover that you don't even know. I didn't know that Gonna Get Close to You. I know we're not talking about Queensryche. I didn't know that was a cover until quite a few years later.
Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, and it shocked me because first of all, I thought they're not the sort of band who would cover anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great choice. I love the song. So it's a bit weird, isn't it? Sometimes you don't know.
And it was a female doing that originally as well.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like Hush, Deep Purple Hush. You swear that's a Deep Purple song, but it isn't.
It is surprising, some of the covers. But no, good. Okay. It was Dom, wasn't it? You're next, or have you done yours?
So that was me. Now it's Jam.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Jam.
As we've just talked about, going to 87, Crazy Nights, and it's I Felt Fight, Hell to Hold You. It's just a rocking song. I mean, I love Paul Stanley's vocals on this. I couldn't even attempt to sing it because it gets a bit high, but myself and my brother.
Neither can he.
Oh.
Sorry.
I won't share this to any of the Kiss fan pages. All right.
Oh man, I'm putting it on everyone.
Yeah, you can.
Every single Facebook group is getting this. Absolutely.
Oh, great. Absolutely.
It's a good song. So myself and my brother play this quite often. It's just a sing-along song, as I say. No, I can't sing it. I'm sure most people can't, but it's a very good song. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? I Felt Hell to Hold You. It's probably one I've come back to. It's not probably one I've listened to for a while, but then for some reason, rediscovered it. You know what I mean? So it's a good song.
For me, it was refreshing because the song "Crazy Nights," which is the first track on there, obviously, that's very poppy. I mean, probably one of the poppiest things I had done. So when that comes in with the drums and stuff, you're like, oh shit, okay, so there are some rockers on here, good. So it was, I tend, if I ever play that album, I tend to pretend that song is the first track. Just skip the first one altogether and just start with that, you know.
I do like that song. It's a great song, man. That's really good. One of my favourites from that. Yeah.
I don't mind Crazy Nights. I know Crazy Nights, sorry. I know people say they're fed up with it, but if it's on the radio, I'll tell you, I'd rather listen to that than Enter Sandman we've discussed, or Sweet Child of Mine or something like that. I don't mind Crazy Nights. But...
To tell you the truth, I would as well. But, you know, I'm not a particular fan of it, but I would rather listen to it than them fucking songs. Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather listen to it than those two you just mentioned, for sure.
And we've got nothing against Guns N' Roses and Metallica, by the way, but it's just...
Sweet Child of Mine is probably one of the greatest songs ever written, and the guitar solo is absolutely...
Dominic.
But I've heard it fucking 50 million times.
Yeah, I know. I'll say that none of us have got anything against him bands. I don't know if Dominic has. He's just... Well, anyway, let's move on.
I'm going to piss enough people off on this one. I'm not going to touch anyone else for now.
Okay, my third track is from the non-makeup era of Asylum, Who Wants to Be Lonely. Love it. They're sort of ballad-ish. They're quite cool, aren't they, Kiss? Sometimes they're on the verge of, is it a ballad or isn't it? This is one of them, isn't it? It's sort of like not slow enough to be one, but has got the, you know, melancholy feel of a ballad and lyrics and so on and so forth. Really love it. Really love the song. Love the video as well. A bit bright, wasn't it?
Yes. Tons of water sports in that one.
Yeah, exactly. Another great Paul Stanley lyric, obviously. Vocal, not lyrics. They weren't known for their in-depth lyrics, but there you go. Not sometimes anyway. But Who Wants to Be Lonely, great sort of radio friendly hit. Absolutely love it. You know what I mean? Just like Heaven's on Fire, it was quite a big song for me for quite a while, that one. Loved it. So there you go.
I think Who Wants to Be Lonely should have been a bigger hit. I mean, I remember I didn't even see the video until the video cassette called Kiss Exposed came out, where they showed like lots of makeup era stuff that hadn't been released at that point or whatever. And they also included the Who Wants to Be Lonely video, which I think MTV banned or something, or I don't know, maybe people just didn't care because it was the third single off that record. But I didn't even know there was a video for it until that happened.
Great song, man. Great song. Right, down to Dominic for your third choice, mate.
Well, Lee, me and you, buddy. Who Wants to Be Lonely?
Yes, come on. Yes. I love it.
Results. Yeah, I just think I think it's kind of even though it was released as a single, it's kind of a lost single. I mean, you never hear it anywhere. You know, never gets played anywhere. But yeah, I just think it's great. Yeah, just terrific.
Yes, it's a great song. Okay, can we get 3 out of 3?
No, I was just about complete opposite. I don't even know the song at all. I mean, I didn't revisit any albums, but I do not know that song. But I'm going to check it out now because two recommendations. Why not? Sounds good. I didn't realise until I was doing my list, I've got quite a few ballady soft songs on there, which is unlike me, really. But go on. Maybe.
Now, would you say soft lad at this point?
Sorry?
Soft lad? Would you be soft lad if you picked all the ballads?
I do like a soft song, I guess, on a Friday night.
There's nothing wrong with being in touch with your feminine side, mate. There's nothing wrong with that. Women love it.
You're a lover, not a fighter. That's good.
Exactly.
Even though you would fight hell to hold her, but
yeah.
It doesn't really fit in with my listening to Lamb of God like I think I do, but go on.
All right, so it's just going to be a ballad then, huh?
It is, yeah. It's from 1989's Hot in the Shade, Hide Your Heart.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I suppose it's sort of a ballad. I suppose it's quite fast-paced, isn't it, really? But, yeah, it's just another sing-along track. I didn't particularly like the album, especially after, I think it was after Crazy Nights, wasn't it, the album came out. But and it's too long as well, isn't it? 14 songs on it? It's a little ridiculous.
15.
Oh, the day when they just crammed as much in as they could on a CD, man. It's just
yeah.
But it's a sing-alongable it's probably one I didn't actually like at the time. It's more another one that I probably listened to with my brother a bit. We've sort of stumbled our way into it again, you know. But it's a really good song. Just a bit of fun.
Have you heard Ace's solo version of it on his album?
No, I've never listened to his solo albums, any of them.
He recorded it just around the same time. I don't know if he recorded it and then found out that they had done it and released it anyway. But they came out, I think, within months of each other. So there's one with Ace singing, which, you know.
Is it better?
Well, no, it's not. He's not exactly Paul Stanley, is he? But it's interesting. And I think a female rocker sang it as well around that time. So it definitely went around the block a few times. That's another one they didn't write.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dominic's here for all the nerdy stuff. There you go. I'm next to
For once, I can use all of the useless knowledge in this noggin of mine.
Right, it's me, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, I'm going right back to the beginning. So makeup, a makeup song. So, and Gene Simmons on vocals. Have you guessed what it is yet?
It's about some booze, I bet.
Yeah, Cold Gin.
Same as Mark. Yeah.
So, I really like this song. It surprised me, like I said, and I thought that going way back, right back at the beginning, I might find some dud music, but I think that they had quite a strong debut album, and then it got a little bit worse, if you ask me, before it got better again. Does that make any sense? It probably doesn't. But obviously,
no, it does make sense. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I like Gene Simmons' vocals on this. I think he sounded a bit different at the beginning, not as deep, and he had a bit more range, obviously. But nice, simple rock and roll riff, really fun song. It's sort of funny how this was the lyrics back then. Can you imagine like singing like songs like that now? You get hammered, wouldn't you, for like simple lyrics like that? People want it all in depth, and you can't really understand what it really means, and you know it's not intelligent enough. You know, just let's write a song about drink, about booze. Fuck it. It didn't matter, did it? What a fun time to be in, man. Such a shame, eh?
Yeah, I mean, my heater's broke. I'm so tired. Is not exactly, you know, poetry.
Yeah.
But
that's it. Cold Gin is my number 4.
I'll add that's written by Ace Frehley, in case you didn't know that.
Not much of a solo in this, I noticed. It's a little bit of guitar work, not really like belting it out, but don't really bother me. I don't always need a massive solo. That doesn't, as long as the song's good. So, yep.
And I love that the mid riff as well. That that's nice. Yeah. Okay, so number 4 for me is so this is a bit controversial. I had to ask Lee, and I believe that he asked you as well. I've always considered those 78 solo albums to be Kiss albums.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
because they were all released, you know, and they all have the Kiss logo on there, and you know, so.
Well, Wiki says it's a Kiss album, so that can't be wrong, can it?
Kiss album, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Never wrong. Never wrong. So far and away, my favorite, and in my top 5 Kiss albums would be Paul Stanley's album. I just think it's just brilliant. Everybody talks about Aces, which is great as well, but I think that got so much attention because it was such a surprise. People didn't think that he was going to come out with a whole album of, you know, great songs. But Paul Stanley's record is just right up there. And the track on there for me is Wouldn't You Like to Know Me, which is track 4. Just a fantastic power pop song. Great. Nice. Really love that. And if you're not familiar with that record or even that song, definitely go for it, because it is prime 70s Kiss, and it just doesn't get that much attention anymore, unfortunately.
Good one, mate.
Cool. Another one to check out for me.
Good.
Okay. Up to Jam for his number 4.
Yeah, I concur with you. I'm going Cold Gin from the debut album. I mean, it's the debut album's got some great. I won't name other songs in case we've got them on there. Obviously, us two can't anymore, but There's some great songs on the debut album. And it's also got one of the most hilarious intros ever on, I think it's Kiss Alive, where he's talking about vodka and orange juice with the crowd. It's just absolutely hilarious. Looking back and listening to it now. Yeah. Young people like to drink this. I mean, obviously they're, well, I'm not saying they're old, but certainly old now, but that's quite fun. If you haven't heard it, check out the intro to Cold Gin on the 1970, whatever it is, Seven's Alive album. Yeah. Will do, mate.
All right, my number 5 is on the Dress to Kill album. Now, I've got to say, this is probably my favourite Kiss album cover ever. I love it. No, I love it. I do. I love it. I love the way that Gene Simmons is in that, well, grey, I suppose, sort of suit. He just looks so cool, I think. I really do love this cover. I'm not taking the piss either, honestly. I love it. No, I do.
I think it's a great cover as well, especially the original vinyl. Yeah. All of the Kiss logos around there were embossed, so you could.
Yeah, well, that's one I was looking at last night. Like that cover, it looks brilliant. I absolutely love it. Anyway, let's get on to the song. So, Dress to Kill, off the Dress to Kill album, Rock Bottom. So this might be a bit of a deep cut. I don't even know, because this, like I said, this stage of Kiss, I wouldn't know if it's a deep cut or not. But I love the way the song's actually in 2 parts. Half of it is like an acoustic intro, which is quite cool. You know, it's nice to listen to. And then it goes into the typical Kiss sort of rock and roll song. I think it's really clever how it's in 2 parts. But I actually love both parts the same, even though they're completely different. Real rock and roll song again. Really fun to listen to, that second part anyway. Yeah, really liked it. Rock Bottom. That's my number 5.
That's all.
Is that popular or not? Would that be a choice? I
can't say. Well, it's kind of mid, because it is on Kiss Alive, which people are very familiar with. You know, one of the biggest live albums of all time. But it's not something that they've really resurrected since they've gotten back in the makeup. It's not one of those that you hear every time you go see them. So it's a bit of a mid.
Okay.
Surprising. Good one, though.
Good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I like it.
Okay. Dominic,
all
number
right.
5.
Number 5. Man, I can't believe we're there already. Let's see. Number 5 is from, do you say Dynasty or do you say Dynasty?
Dynasty, I say.
Dynasty, yeah, for me as well.
All right. I like it. It's Charisma. That's a Gene track. Obviously, that album was the poppiest thing they had done since they had been a band. But that one had kind of a bit of a grit to it. And it's just such a classic Gene song, talking about its charisma. And
didn't they redo that song later on? Didn't they redo it later on as well? Didn't I see it on 2 albums? No? Well, you're the man to talk to. It's just I thought I saw it on a later album. But it might have been on the end, like a bonus track or something like that. I don't know, a live one.
Possibly, I don't know. I mean, it's always been a cult classic. I don't think they've ever done it live, even on the Dynasty tour. I don't think they even did it. So, but it opened side 2. Back in those days when there was a side 2, and it's just a great. It doesn't do much, it's kind of a darker feel to it, but great song.
I actually had that album. I had very few Kiss albums in the makeup era, but that's one. For some reason, I had it. And I ain't got any albums anymore. I've got a couple. That's about it. But I had that album. Didn't like it when I was a kid though, but I might like it now. So there you go.
Who knows?
I don't know why I had it. I don't know why I had the album. I don't even know why, but I had it in my hands at one point when I was younger.
That's weird. You don't know where it came from, or was it from like an older brother or something? Or?
It might have been like just a deal because I probably got it later on in the 80s, and I probably just saw it cheap or something and got it. But,
oh right, okay. So you didn't have it at the time.
No.
Right. No. Gotcha.
I like the album, and I haven't got anything off it actually because of the track orders, as we know. But I like the cover because I like the way they had, obviously, the first Kiss album had all the makeup, but it was black and white. But this one had a bit of colour on it, didn't it? I think Ace had some green on him, on his makeup and all that. And obviously, it is very poppy. But there's a good cover of a Rolling Stones song. Is it 2000 Man? Isn't it? It's Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Song. But yeah, I haven't got anything off that. But yeah, good stuff.
Okay. So who are we at?
I'm going.
Dominic. Are we?
That's me, I think, isn't it?
Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, getting confused because I've gone first. I never go first. That's why I've confused myself. There you go.
I'm going for my latest entry, and 1998 Psycho Circus, another Gene song, singing "We Are One." Now, I don't know why I love this song. It's probably the only song I do play off this album, actually, but it's just, I don't know how to describe it, really. It's a bit different. Yeah,
I agree. I think it's a great song. I think it was only a single. I think it was a hit in Japan, but other than that, it wasn't a hit anywhere else. But I think it really deserved to be. It's just kind of a universal. Everybody come together and hold hands, and
it's a bit different, isn't it? It's just a lot about the lyrics, isn't it? I think it's just it's just more words than music, if you like. It just goes continually. And it's a Gene song, and Gene does quite some good singing on quite a lot of it. But it's definitely the best song. I mean, Psycho Circus is a great song. We've gone past one, so we can talk about that. But yeah, that's probably my second favourite song. Well, probably my favourite song on that album, actually. So.
Yeah, no, it's very good, and it's really overlooked. I do have kind of a funny story with that. I'll be very quick. I've had the opportunity through working through record stores and stuff to meet the band a few times, meet and greets and things like that before they were charging. I mean, this was like in the 80s. But I was kind of reluctant because I didn't want them to be dicks and just ruin, 30 years of good memories. So I was kind of hesitant, but I went to see, this is when I lived in LA, and I went to see the band Union, which was Bruce Kulick on guitar and John Corabi, who sang for Motley Crue for the one album. They had a band in the late 90s, and Gene was there, and it was a club gig, and it was very relaxed, and not too many people were bugging him or whatever. And this was right after 9/11, and I had a conversation with a really good friend of mine who's even a bigger Kiss fan than I am, and there was talk of like a tribute concert type of thing, and we both just thought We Are One would just be fantastic to play for that thing. The lyrics kind of seemed perfect for it. So I went up to Gene and I said, hey, I didn't really bug him too much, and I didn't do the whole "you'll never know how much you mean to me" and all that kind of stuff. All I said was, I hear you might be doing the 9/11 tribute. He looks at me kind of like, how do you know this? And he's like, yeah, maybe. I said, well, I just might put my 2 cents in as a fan. I think We Are One would be terrific for that. And he looked at me and he goes, it's a very good idea. Thank you. And that was it. But that's the only time I've ever met him. And it was a decent exchange, He had a smile on his face. It wasn't like he was a dick or anything. So it worked out well.
Good. Well, did he do the tribute, and did he play it?
No, they didn't do either. They didn't do the tribute, and they didn't.
that would have been a much better ending, wouldn't it?
I know. Well, that's the story of my fucking life, man.
You don't quite get there.
There's a great build-up, but then it just...
No, man. To tell you the truth, it must have been fantastic to talk to him. I don't know. I feel like a kid in a sweet shop every time I talk to or think I'm going to talk to anyone like that. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine Gene Simmons for someone like you. For Gene Simmons, that must have been fantastic.
It was wild, yeah.
To meet them or not, you know what I mean. I've met some people, not so bigger stars. I met all of Wolfsbane and Blaze Bailey, and I've met Ricky Warwick and stuff. These are obviously English bands and stuff, but most of them have been fine. They've all been fine, to be honest. But sometimes you don't meet heroes, do you? Because it's not quite as good as you think.
Well, I still haven't met Paul, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. No. I think I'd rather just leave it as somebody to admire and not, because that would be really shitty if he was an asshole.
Yeah. All right. Good one then, lads. Right. It's me, isn't it?
It's you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So my number 6 might be on a lot of people's lists. Probably the first choice. Love Gun.
Oh, no, but great song.
There you go. You can't say a lot about that, really, can you? It's pretty cool. from that era.
You can't.
From that era of Kiss, I really like that song. I think it's a really cool song. I've heard it in a few films as well, which is quite cool when it comes on in films, a few comedies or whatever. I like a bit of Kiss music in some films. So wasn't it in that one with that really shitty one with Adam Sandler in? But I do actually like Adam Sandler films. Yeah. When the music comes on, I like it.
Which shitty Adam Sandler movie could have possibly do?
There's something about Adam Sandler though. I like watching him. I don't know fucking why, but I just think I don't know. Not all the time, but he has some good music though, doesn't he? Sometimes in his films, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Kiss especially. I think it's it was in that Role Models movie with
when they came out with a fight at the end.
Yeah. Well, and they talk about Kiss throughout the whole movie. Yeah. And then there was the scene in Paul Blart Mall Cop where he's playing Guitar Hero to, I don't remember which song it was. So Kiss definitely made an impression on all those writers and comedians from that era, because it's found its way into a lot of comedy.
A cool song. Love Guns, my number 6, guys.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I'm actually surprised that you had so much makeup stuff so far.
Well, I've got no choice. I ran out of albums.
Brilliant. Well, at least, hopefully we won't hear. I don't even like this song, but I had to pick one. So.
No, you're not actually. You're not actually going to hear that this time.
Good. All right. Okay. So my number 6 is from Unmasked, and this is a song called Tomorrow. Just kills me. I mean, it's definitely pop, but it's power pop, and it's got hand claps, and it's got just an amazing chorus. Unmasked, I did not like when it came out when I was 14 years old. I thought it was, what is this shit? You know, just shandy and stuff, just like, ugh. But I've come to appreciate it, well, some of it now. And I think Tomorrow is really just a perfect pop song, just fantastic. Paul at his best.
Another cool album cover, by the way. I love that one.
Yeah, I've always liked that one.
Mm-hmm. That's good too.
I still say they stink.
Kiss in general.
That's what the guy at the end says. You know, he's all at the. You know, there's like the comic strip, and then at the end, there's like the guy saying, "I still say they stink," while they're playing behind him. Anyway,
it's quite funny that they did Unmasked in what 80, and they didn't unmask for 3 years later. So I don't know if they always had it on their mind, or just a coincidence, or what. But
quite a cool idea, though, isn't it? To say that's our actual. It's quite cool. Yeah. I do like that. Very good idea. Okay.
All right.
Right. So going back to me. From Dress to Kill, 1975, Come On and Love Me. Great song. It's just the riff at the start. It's just, I don't think they play it live much, but they have done, but they don't play much anymore. But it's a great song, just a rocker. And also Skid Row did a brilliant cover version of it on B-Sides themselves, if you're a fan of Skid Row. That's probably where I first heard that. Refreshed myself with that song. But no.
All right. Yeah, one of my favorites from the classic years, you know. Always loved that song. I always thought it was a standout as well.
Yeah. You've heard it, Lee, haven't you?
I probably heard it last night when I was skipping. Well, what I did with my list, just to let you go, I chose what I wanted off my favourite albums, and then I just delved into the tracks what I was missing out of all the other albums. So I don't know if I would have. I wouldn't have probably come across that one, to tell you the truth. Because
you like Skid Row, don't you? I thought you'd have heard. You love Skid Row, don't you? I thought you'd have heard.
Sorry, we're talking about the Skid Row. Yeah, I couldn't.
Well, he's just talking about really the song. You know, if you've heard it, either.
You know what? I probably did. Slave to the Grind's just fucking brilliant. The first album, I thought was good, but not as good as obviously Slave to the Grind. But I don't know, man. As soon as they finished the album, I just think they just lost interest. I lost interest in them. Their hooks had gone. They were still heavy, but they didn't catch my ear after that. And I think I probably did hear that album, but I was like, I'm not into those. You know what? it's very rarely I get into those sort of extra albums that bands bring out, so B-sides and extra stuff. I'm not. If it's probably a fucking B-side for a reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of when a band does an all covers album?
No.
Is that your favorite thing ever, Lee?
No, not at all. Because I just think they should have spent their time writing some new music. That's my fucking point of view. I appreciate it when bands do good covers, but I'm not going to stick it on instead of the actual song. Usually.
Yeah.
We've already dismissed Diver Down, haven't we? So we.
Well, we had a bit of different opinion, though. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You hated Pretty Woman. He hates Dancing in the Street.
That's true. Yeah.
They're both bad. Anyway, right. What are we up to? I've lost track completely.
Oh, I don't know. I'm having too good of a time to pay attention.
I think it's me with number 7, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, 6 was coming. Yeah.
Right. I love this song. As I said, this was straight on my list again. This is from Lick It Up, 1,000,000 to 1. Oh, I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I love the way it's really weird with Paul Stanley's voice as well. When he does, have you noticed this? When he does he holds a long note and it's quite high, he has this sort of in and out, sort of something goes on with his voice. I don't know how he does it, but it's sort of if you listen to that song, which you obviously know it anyway, it sort of comes in and out. It's a strange sort of thing he's got with his voice. It's a bit like, you remember when Dave Lee Roth used to do these high screeching? It's like he's almost got two voices at the same time. People actually thought he doubled over with it, but he didn't. It's just there. He does something with his throat, and Paul Stanley does something with his throat on this song, especially. And I love the song. Really, sort of another one that's a ballad, but veering not being one. You know, it's a bit of a heavy ballad, if you like.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love it. It's probably my favourite song on that album, I reckon.
Wow, that's saying something.
Yeah, it's a good track. Good track. 1,000,000 to 1, mate. My number 7.
All right, number 7 for me is off of Psycho Circus, and it's Raise Your Glasses. Again, I think this should have been a hit. Wasn't even released as a single. I always thought it would sound great in like a Pepsi commercial. Everyone around the nation, raise your glasses. And they can just drink it. Anyway.
You're full of good ideas, aren't you? But they never come.
What's that?
You're full of brilliant ideas, but they never actually get there. You're right.
No, it never goes anywhere. No. No one ever listens to me. But yeah, I love that song. I love Paul's delivery on it. There's like a pre-chorus that just punches great. So I wasn't a huge fan of the album when it came out. I thought there's a couple standout tracks, and that was definitely one of them. Yeah. So there you go. Raise Your Glasses from Psycho Circus.
Nice.
I like Psycho Circus. I thought it was a good album for a comeback, and obviously the last one of all the original members to date and probably ever. But,
was it?
Until you find out that.
Yeah, I was going to say, were they actually on that record or not?
Yeah. Until you found out that Peter Criss played on one song.
Oh. You've destroyed him now. Look.
Sorry, man.
On the cover.
Yeah.
They're on the cover of Creature of the Night as well, so who knows?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go, yeah.
In fact, talking of Creature...
Okay. Off to you, Jam.
Sorry, yeah. Talking of Creature of the Night, I'm going, and a song I've loved for a long time is I Still Love You from Creatures of the Night. Great. Once again, it's a slow song. I don't say it's a ballad necessarily, and obviously a lot of heartfelt Paul Stanley singing on this song, but I'm not sure he could do it very well. Well, they still play it these days, actually. I think last time I saw them, they played it. Great song. Anyway, I Still Love You. I mean, I never get bored of that song.
Just a question for you guys. You probably know, when they play live now with all the makeup, do they touch upon their non-makeup songs,
yes,
or do they stick to their makeup songs?
No, they still play all that as well.
When they first got back in the makeup, it was no. They didn't play any. But about 3 or 4 years down the line, they added 1 or 2 here and there. They still, I mean, they play, I mean, out of a set list, they maybe play 4 or 5 non-makeup ones.
Yeah, they do. They do lick it up, don't they? They do.
Crazy nice, depending on where they're playing. Yeah.
Yeah. Heaven's on Fire, I think they do.
Yeah.
Speaking of lick it up quickly, is that one of the most embarrassing things when that camera zoomed up to their faces the first time you ever saw them without their makeup? At Gene's face. It wasn't good, was it?
Well, Gene
you described it as bad enough.
he fully admits that he was completely lost without the makeup. He didn't know who he was supposed to be. He kept doing the demon stuff. I guess that's probably a perfect example of it. That would be an expression he would have done, you know, in the demon makeup. But yeah, he just didn't know what he was supposed to do. He didn't know how he was supposed to act on stage. It took him until I think Animalized before he was a bit comfortable on stage. So that's probably a perfect example of that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, God. Right, who's next? I'm totally losing track with this because...
It's you, man. It's you.
Me? Really? Oh, okay.
Number 8, I think.
Number 8, yeah. So, I love this. It might be a bit soppy for some fans. I don't know.
Well, I've had I Still Love You and A Million to One. So, I mean, we might as well keep this train a-rolling.
Well, as soppy as you can get, I suppose. Reason to Live.
There you go.
Crazy Nights. Love it. Really catchy. Real lovely 80s. Huge chorus. I don't even know if they wrote it or not. I don't even know if they wrote the song. You would know this, Dominic.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
It does sound like such a big song that it'd be outside writers, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm not putting the writing down. But
Child writes it as well. He did a lot on that album, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Paul would co-write a lot of these things with outside writers, Holly Knight, and you know, some of those big hitters from the 80s. But you know, he would come with the original song idea. But yeah, Desmond Child was definitely involved in a lot of that.
I love that song, man. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's probably the height of their melodic commercialness, I suppose, isn't it? That album itself. Reason to Live. That's my number 8, guys.
Very good. All right. I don't have any ballads on mine, guys. Sorry. But you guys can more than make up for that. That's fine. From Animalize, I have While the City Sleeps. I always thought that was a great riff. Funnily enough, you know, Animalize is a lot of people's favorite non-makeup album, and it's probably my least favorite non-makeup album. I mean, it's got Heaven's on Fire, which is great. It's got this track, which I think is great. But as a whole, like Burn Bitch Burn and stuff, I just never got into that. Or the one, well, there's like a mid-tempo one as well, not A Million to One, but I can't even think of it. But yeah, another kind of mid-tempo, slower one. But this has a great riff. Gene song, really good, deep cut, I guess. But
yeah, I like that album when it came out. I really love it. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just me, I suppose.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it by any stretch, but people seem to like kind of latch onto that one as their favorite. But I don't think it's a patch on Lick It Up or Asylum. But anyway,
okay. Jam.
Well, talking about soppy songs, I thought you were going to go with this when you said it's a soppy song. It's even worse. It's Beth from Destroyer. Is I believe singing. And Eric Carr later in before he died, obviously tragically, live. But yes, it's obviously not really a Kiss song. It's a piano-based song, but it's a great song. Yes, it is a bit soppy. I'm surprised myself with some of my picks. I didn't realise laughing at that.
Listen, there's no need to be embarrassed.
You like it, don't you?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They're there for a reason, these ballads. They're there for a reason, so people will like them. Yeah. I love ballads.
It's even more than a ballad, isn't it? It's a piano-based song. There's no rock and roll.
Yeah.
if you've not heard it, yeah, it's another great song.
I suppose I'm more, when it comes to ballads with me, I'm more in, I do sometimes like a piano and a voice, or a guitar and just a voice, or an acoustic guitar. But more often than not, I like a ballad that builds and builds and builds and becomes something that it didn't start with, you know. That's me, but there you go.
This Darren from Sleeve Saturday's favourite song, isn't it? Does he say he always plays that with his mates up to or something?
One day I'll end up being with his mates, I suppose, in Ireland and get absolutely hammered, and I don't know, but it'll probably be quite fun. Well,
I'm coming too, man. I'm sign me up.
I'll be having his like leopard print girly top that he wears on probably. Me a nut.
Well, I know that you own a wig or two because I've seen your old videos. So
yeah, I've got a few wigs, mate. Yeah, don't worry about that. No, they're all gone now. Don't worry about that. Anyway, let's just leave my old videos out of it. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Good trivia on Beth. It's one of those classic stories where it was a B-side of Detroit Rock City on the actual 7-inch 45, and a DJ turned it over and played Beth, and it just started like wildfire from there. So I forget what American City it was where the DJ actually did that, but it was originally the B-side. So when they reprinted it after that, they just switched it. So Detroit Rock City was the B-side then, and Beth was the A-side. But they never had it.
And it was on Role Models as well. I think Paul Rudd sang it in a different lyrics. There you go.
Oh.
I've got some trivia as well, but it's usually like useless stuff. But there you go. Okay.
Oh.
Number 9. So I've gone to the. You'd be surprised at this. So I've gone to the Makeup era. I've gone with one of those solo albums we're talking about. Also the Paul Stanley one.
Really?
And Goodbye. I've chosen Goodbye.
What a song.
Yeah, man. Really cool groove. I love the chorus. It's very melodic, melancholy, if you like. Great vocals as well by Paul Stanley. Got to say that. But yeah, I love it. Real surprise for me. This is one of them ones that I had to spend a few hours going through their albums and get into a good track 9, and this just shot out at me straight away. There you go.
I'm really happy that you've discovered that that album. That's great.
Yeah,
it was really great. I saw him on a solo tour. He had a solo record called Live to Win about 10 years ago or something, and I saw him, and he did about 5 tracks from this 78 solo album, which is obviously the first time I think that they've been played live, and that was the closing song of the set was Goodbye, and it was such a pleasure to hear those songs live. It was really exciting.
I'll tell you what, I mean, I've never seen Kiss live, or Paul Stanley. I really want to see Paul Stanley in his new jazz band, whatever it is.
Something Station, isn't it? Something Station?
Soul Station?
Station, that's.
I can't wait. I'd love to see that. Do what makes me laugh.
That's pretty much the only thing he can do is he can still do a falsetto, sort of.
What makes me laugh, though, and I'm not having a dig at Kiss fans here, right? But it doesn't matter what Paul Stanley would do. If he'd done the fucking frog song, what's that frog song that came out fucking a few years ago? If he'd done a version of that, they'd be saying it's fucking brilliant.
I know.
It doesn't matter what he does it?
I know. This. I mean, you know, I mentioned before we started that I have multiple problems with Kiss, and it's only because they were my band for the first 20 years of their career. I mean, they loved everything through the Makeup era. Did not like when they got back in the Makeup with the original members. I know everyone clamored for it, whatever. Bottom line is Peter could not play, and Ace, he has his brilliant moments, but he's not consistent, And I knew once they got back in the Makeup with the original band that they would become an oldies act, which is exactly what they've done. They would have a new record and a new set list and a new tour every couple of years. Back in the 80s, it was exciting. Got to see what old ones they pulled out, really good. But, for the past 25 years, we've had, 3 albums? 3 albums in 25 years. It's like, I don't know. So it's kind of a catch-22 for me.
Metallica-esque, that is.
Oh, sorry?
Metallica-esque, 3 albums in 25.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, Metallica kind of live off their back catalog as well, But I don't know. It's disappointing. I guess because I saw them actually in the makeup original era, that I wasn't really clamoring for that, you know, but I know fans were, and that's fine. It definitely extended their career. But I won't even get started on the other guys in the makeup now these days. I can't. I'll have smoke coming out of my ears.
You know what? Funny, isn't it? But what you said, how many albums bands release these days. When I've been going back and doing some of the shows, like the best albums of the year, bands every year would churn out sometimes 2 albums a fucking year, and they would be quality albums as well, and they would do it year on year, year on year. Now, I don't blame bands either because of the way music is now, and everyone gets hold of it for free and all that. I understand, and back then it was a money maker, wasn't it? They would release an album that would make fucking money. Now it doesn't make anything. It's all about the touring now, isn't it? That's what it's all about. And the meet and greet that costs you fucking £100 just to wave and then move on, you know, or whatever.
Add a zero to that, usually thousands.
Oh, well, I think it varies what sort of band it is, but
it depends on what band. Yeah, I think Kiss are charging 1,000, maybe even 1,500.
Oh my fucking god!
Joke.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
We've gone on off a few rants on here. It's good, isn't it? I like it. But what it does mean again is I've lost track again of where we fucking are.
It's only because I care. I mean, if I didn't care about the band, I wouldn't even have an opinion. So, you know, at least I have passion for how terrible they are now.
I think we might bore a few people watching this. How long are we up to now already? Jeez.
I think it's the opposite of boring, this one. I think it's fucking brilliant.
Ross.
Okay, yes. Well, I'm going to get back on track. Lee, it's your turn. What's your number 9?
No, I've done that. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's me.
You ranted after my fucking pick. You ranted after my pick. I don't know why. I can't remember. Yeah. I lost track now.
Anyway, yeah. So Goodbye. Great track. And if you out there have never heard Paul Stanley's 78 Cell album, go get it. Go. My number 9 is from Creatures of the Night, War Machine.
Great song.
Just a monster. That was the first track I heard off of Creatures when it came out. And it just blew my mind because after Dynasty and Unmasked and Elder, for those fucking drums on that record, I mean, it was just fantastic. Eric Carr at his best. Yeah, love War Machine. I think it's kind of an unsung. They've done it consistently through their career too, so it's really been a live staple, even though it was never a single or anything.
Great, isn't it? Just the riff is really heavy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then of course people accuse Stone Temple Pilots of ripping it off for Sex Type Thing. Do 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 do. You know, which you know it is.
I like the song.
Yeah, I like Stone Temple Pilots. Good album. That was the first one anyway. Cool. And Purples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up to number 9 and Jen.
Yeah, once again, and talking of 2 albums in 1 year, the second album from 1976, Rock and Roll Over, Hard Luck Woman, another, well, it's not a ballad, it's just not a heavy song, put it that way. It's more of an upbeat. I'm not sure who sings this, Dom. Who sings this one?
That's Peter Criss.
Another Peter Criss, yes, that's 2 in a row. That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah. Paul wrote it for Rod Stewart.
Actually,
he was going to give it to Rod Stewart, and then Peter heard it and he said, "No, I'm having that."
Yeah.
Give that away. So, but it does have a very kind of Rod Stewart vibe to it.
It does, yeah, definitely.
Good one. Okay, up to my number 10. We're nearly there. Second to last song, and I've gone for one of Hot in the Shade and King of Hearts.
That's good.
I really like cool guitar melody kicking the song off that comes in again later on in the song as well. Obviously they're really catchy, that sort of period. They were, you know, really melodic. Great backing vocals in the chorus as well. I mean, I know they're not known for, they're huge, they're not exactly fucking Def Leppard when it comes to backing vocals, but I really like it. They're sort of singing that in the background while Paul Stanley sings over a different, it's really cool. I really liked it. Yeah, love the song. Absolutely love. Probably a deeper cut. I don't know. King of Hearts.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just about as deep as you can get. I think Hot in the Shade gets a bad rep because there were 15 songs on it, and to listen to it front to back is a slog, believe me. But if you take the songs one by one, pick just like you did, pick like a song, like a track 12, and put it in a mix, and that's going to come on and you'll be like, that's a pretty good song right there. There's a lot of those on there, but yeah, to listen to 15 tracks in one go, and they're all kind of mid-tempo, they're not too dissimilar from each other. Yeah. It's got a bad rep, but I think there is some good stuff in there.
Definitely. Okay, Dom, your number 10, mate.
Okay, number 10 for me is from Lick It Up, and it is On the Eighth Day. God created rock and roll. That's the one.
I like it.
I love songs about rock and roll, and that's as good as one as any.
Yeah, I like it. It is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Jam.
Well, can I break my own rules? Can I have 2 songs?
What?
No.
You can come round and mention it later, but this is about it. I know it's your fucking game and your rules, but you can't have 2 fucking songs. What's all with that?
No, they're both really cheesy, but I'm going to go with the one I picked first. From Unmasked, Torpedo Girl.
Oh my God. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was just one of those songs that when I was a kid, it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
But I don't know even how I found the bloody song. I don't know where I found it, because I've not really listened to Unmasked particularly. But that song is totally ridiculous and cheesy, but for some reason it's just got a good vibe to it, and sometimes you put a song on and just smile, don't you, when you listen to it, and obviously probably not very PC and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I like that song, and the other one I'll mention later is much more PC than that, to be honest.
So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think you can pick one. I think Torpedo Girl is probably just the pinnacle of Kiss at their most ridiculous.
Yeah. I think there's another song on there that people like. I've heard something people like. It's called Naked City on it as well, which is
fantastic.
Yeah. But that's not a number.
You know who does a great cover of Naked City, Lee, is Jorn.
Oh, huh? Yeah. I know he's got a couple of cover albums, isn't he? Jorn Long.
Yeah, he does Naked City off of Unmasked, and it's really good. Excellent.
Yeah, he's one artist that does some good covers, and when he picks something that's not particularly metal as well.
Yeah,
that Bryan Adams one, I love the Bryan Adams one. Lonely Nights, was it? I actually loved that.
Yeah. So, the one that blows me away, I put it on and I forget how great it is the Kate Bush Running Up That Hill. It's just like how he makes that into a powerful rock song is just incredible, but just the chord changes and the arrangements of it is believable, and it just sounds the business. It's so good.
I'm at the end of my tether trying to promote John one day on this channel. I can't do it anymore. I can't, honestly.
Well, he was busy with all that Eurovision stuff for a while, right? But he only made it to number 4 on the Sweden pick, so he's probably free now.
Well, good album. Hopefully he'll bring out another great album, but there you go. Okay, we're up to our last track. It's going to be a classic track, isn't it? The last track has got to be something. I know you guys have got something up your sleeve on this one because you wanted 11 in particular, so I don't know what you're fucking up to.
Not me. I didn't say in particular, no.
Right,
I told him.
So I've gone for, because I haven't chose this album yet, the Revenge album. And I've gone for this because of the deep lyrics. I Just Wanna.
I love that song so much. I can't tell you how close it was to being my number 11.
I just wanna I just wanna
I just want to forget you.
That's it. Yes. So yeah. Nice.
No.
In fact, apart from the stupid lyrics, which Kiss sometimes they don't go the most meaningful lyrics. I know that, but Vinnie Vincent again had credits on this one, and it sounds like something that could have been off fucking All Systems Go or the Vinnie Vincent Invasion album. Very real fun. There's an actual bit in this, a couple of really that take it out of that. It shouldn't fit in the song, if you like. There's a nice slide guitar solo before the actual solo for a start. And there's like a almost a cappella bit, but it's got a little bit of guitar going on in the background though. And it's almost psychedelic.
Wake up, baby, don't
Exactly,
you?
yeah. So almost psychedelic, if you like. But for some reason, it fits in this song that's a party song, really. So I would have loved to have chosen Unholy off of this album, but I couldn't because my number one was Creatures of the Night. But I do like this song though. There you go. That's
well, this is probably the most painful one, I would say, because I Just Wanna. I don't think it gets enough attention. It was the third single off the album, so third or fourth.
And Paul Stanley at his 5 o'clock shadow. You can't go wrong with that, can you?
Right, yeah. and the opening line, I've got a body built for sin and an appetite for passion, and then it's Paul at his most Paul, you know. Yeah. Really good. Another trivia on that is that I don't know if they ever got officially sued, but there was a lot of talk about how that was ripping off Summertime Blues at the time. If you know Summertime Blues, the old 60s song, but it's got that ding, 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 and it's that stop and start. Anyway.
No, man, there's only so many riffs out there, melodies.
I know.
There's always something that someone will go, that's ripping off someone. It happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So if this wasn't my number 11, then I Just Wanna definitely would have. But this is my favorite song off of my favorite Kiss album. Much maligned, but it does have its fans. From Music from the Elder, this is I. And I think that this is their lost anthem for a band that has I Love It Loud and Rock and Roll All Night and Shout It Out Loud and all of these just seminal anthems. This really deserves to be up there. There's no reason why they shouldn't. There's an interplay between Gene and Paul. They take one lyric each. It's just, I love it. Just love it. It gives me goosebumps every time. So there you go.
You got the same one, ain't you, Jan?
Yeah. We the Elder, Music from the Elder is universally slagged off, but is a much better album than people think it is. Okay, it might not be a Kiss album necessarily. Obviously, it sounds like Kiss. It's not traditional Kiss, but there's some great songs on it. What's the other one on it? Just a Boy and King of Nighttime World. King of Nighttime World. But yeah, it's great.
The other one I love off was, well, I mean, I love the album because it is one of those that is an album. The songs flow, and it's hard to pick one song. But I love Only You as well.
Only You,
yeah. That's fantastic. Doro Pesch did a cover of that. That was very good as well. And then, of course, Cher did a cover of World Without Heroes on one of her big rocker albums.
It's definitely an album. If you're not, just have a listen to it. Don't believe the hype. Well, not the hype, the stick that it gets. It's a good album, worth listening to. Certainly now, after 40 years, you can go back and listen to it. At the time, I can imagine why it wasn't liked, but it's a great album now. And this is why I wanted to have 11 tracks, because I is a fantastic track.
It's great, guys. Thank you very much. Right. Honourable mentions. I did it a bit wrong last time, so I'm just going to tell you all of my ones that I wanted instead of the actual track. So my number 2 track, I wanted I'll Fight Hell to Hold You, but I couldn't because of the silly rules that Jan brought in.
Evil Genius, James Rollins.
Yeah. For number 4, I wanted Young and Wasted off of Lick It Up.
I can almost taste it.
Quite heavy, that one. I like that one. I wanted I'm Alive at number 5 from Asylum.
Okay. That's very fast-paced for you, Lee.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, I just like that track. There ain't that many I didn't actually want, I think that's it. Oh, no. That is it. That's it. That's the only. So they're the ones that I wanted to have instead of, but because of the rules of the game, I couldn't. I didn't even explain the rules of the game at the beginning, did I? I said, we're going to get loads of comments under this video about what the rules are. You know, the silly lists that don't make any sense, but I'll have to say them at the end. There you go.
Just go back and watch the Van Halen ones.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, as you can imagine, I have more than just one or two. So for my number one, Rise to It from Hot in the Shade. Love that track. Again, it was like the third single off the album, so it didn't get much attention. But at the time, the video was quite something else because it was the first time they were back in makeup. It was only for the opening and closing shots of the video. It was just Gene and Paul talking about, I don't know, they could make it without makeup or whatever. But so that's the first time we saw them makeup for about 10 years. And also Is That You off of Unmasked. Love that. That's another cover. Number two, Heaven's on Fire. Number three, Calling Dr. Love. Sure Know Something off of Dynasty. I Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll. Again, another great rock and roll song. That's off of Psycho Circus. Snowblind off of Ace's solo album. And Tough Love off of Revenge. Four, Only You from The Elder. Naked City is as well. Rock and Roll Hell is a great song off of Creatures. And from their very worst album, Carnival of Souls, there's actually two good Gene songs on there. And this one, number four, is Childhood End. Five, I put God Gave Rock and Roll to You. I know it's overplayed, especially here in the UK. It was a much bigger hit here than it was in the States, but it still has the power to give me chills. Also because it was Eric's last appearance in a video and stuff, so it's really kind of a melancholy thing. He had to wear a wig and stuff because his hair was falling out from the cancer. Okay, number six, Come On and Love Me. All's Hell's Breaking Loose. Love that.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, I love his raps in that. I just think it's brilliant. And of course, I Love It Loud. Kind of ridiculous that I would have a list that doesn't have I Love It Loud.
By the way, sorry, instead of Love Gun, just to confuse you, I wanted I Love It Loud. I got it written down here. I don't know why I missed that. I wanted that one. Excellent song.
Yeah.
Some drums on that song, man. The drums on that song. Oh.
Great song.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, since they discovered that drum sound, I don't understand why every band in the 80s after that didn't use that fucking drum sound. Because it takes the biscuit. It's just amazing. Okay. 7, Tears Have Fallen. Great song. Love that.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Shout It Out Loud, of course, another classic Kiss anthem. And Heart of Chrome off of Revenge, I like quite a bit as well. Nothing for number 8. Number 8 was not my track number. So it had to go to While the City Sleeps was the one I picked. Number 9, Love Her All I Can from Just to Kill, one of my favorites. Seduction of the Innocents, the other Carnival of Souls track I like. Plaster Caster off of Love Gun, great song. And Do You Love Me? I mean, come on, off of Destroyer. That's definitely a Paul at his best. Number 10, I've got All Night, which was a single off of Asylum, and Making Love off of Rock and Roll Over. And that's it, except for 11. I just want to F. There you go.
Good stuff.
It's only about 30 songs, I think, you know. No big whoop, you know.
Right, I've got for number 1, Strutter, obviously the first ever Kiss song, I guess you could argue, from the first album. I've had I Stole Your Love, Creatures of the Night, of course, Unholy, and I do like Psycho Circus, the song, so they could all be my number 1s. Number 2, Heaven's on Fire, which we all mentioned, I think. Sure Know Something from Dynasty, I really would have liked to got that on, but obviously I couldn't. Lick It Up as well, number 3.
Yeah, it's crazy that none of us have Lick It Up.
And we all like it as well, which is bizarre. Number 5, sorry, 4 was Cold Gin, which I had anyway, so that's fine. 5, I had Only You, which we've discussed, but I went with We Are One. 6, Love Gun, and I Love It Loud. 7, Juice, classic song from the first album. Yeah, I suppose I was at Juice on there, I must admit. Tears Are Falling and Forever.
Yeah,
I like this song.
Number 8, Killer from Creature of the Night. Good song like that. Reason to Live would be the other one. And then number 9 would be War Machine, again from Creature of the Night. 10. Well, the other one I was battling with, I wanted to have 2. Was Black Diamond, of course. I mean, another classic song. I was gutted I couldn't have Black Diamond in there. But All Night as well I had, which was just about as cheesy as Torpedo Girl, as I mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
But a great song. But a great song. No, that was it. I didn't have another number 11.
It's good, man. So, in case anyone did actually stay till the end and didn't hear us, them Kiss fans who got the ump with Dominic earlier on.
I am barely hanging on myself, so I don't blame anybody.
It's quick. The rules are, in case you have, just quickly, I know Dom said go back to the Van Halen video, but just a quick one, in case you're here, you might have noticed that we didn't choose like 2 songs off the same album. So on this game that Jam is responsible for, you can't choose 2 songs off an album. And also the track of your list has to match up with the track of the actual album. Does that make any sense, guys? Does it still make any sense? It does to us.
The more I hear it, the more it makes sense.
Yeah.
So don't go making your list up, guys, in the comments below and just rank all your favorite tracks, and it has to match up. 1 to 11 off the albums, no repeating of albums, only 1 off each album. So there you go. Lots to choose from though, so it could be easy for a lot of Kiss fans, this one. Easier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you've got 23 albums or something, Jesus.
Yeah, so all right, thanks guys. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, great fun.
Yeah, it was all right. Good. I've got a lot more opinions too, but I didn't get to any of them.
we just do a Kiss. We just let you just ramble on. I'll just record you one day, and you can just say what you want. What you want. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start in 1973, and I'll just take you all the way to.
Well, thanks for joining me, guys. And like I said, comments below, everyone. It'd be great if you have your opinion, and let us know what you think of our lists as well. All right. Cheers. See you later.
See ya.